No, no, no. Something wonderful, yes, it is. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Because all this love inside, we can light it shine. Something wonderful, yes it is. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, yes it is. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Well, I can feel it in my body. Oh, 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 I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my heart. And it won't let go. No, no, no. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my heart. And it won't let go. Something wonderful. Good morning, everybody. I am so happy to be here at the Center for Spiritual Living. I've been here a number of times before COVID. I did a Sunday service, the music for Sunday service, and I had done a concert here. Gosh, it was years ago. I was traveling a little bit, so I contacted Reverend Kenneth, and I asked him I said, well, I'm coming through. Would you like me to do the music again? And then I think he thought twice about it. I said, well, I do sermon and song now. I've kind of moved up in my career a little bit. I do sermon and song, and I said, if you want me to do it. And he thought about it. I thought maybe he wanted to take the weekend off, have a nice 3-day weekend for a change. He said, hey, you know what? I think that's a good idea. So my name is Cecilia St. King. I'm known as the Inner Peace Troubadour, and I have been traveling around America. Every once in a while, I get over to Europe, France, and Japan, and doing concerts for peace across America. My work has been endorsed by the United Nations and the Gandhi Institute for Nonviolence, the National Peace Academy. And last night I did a concert in Palatka. It was one of the other reasons that brought me up. And it was the first concert that I have done in nearly 2.5 years because of COVID. And as I started the concert, I started to cry because it just feels so good to be back up here singing in front of all you guys. I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you for having me. Well, I got a new day down in my soul. I've got a new day down in my soul. I've got a new day down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. That's the chorus. Can you sing with me? And the whole wide world is my home. Let's do that again. And the whole wide world is my home. I'm going to do it one more time. And the whole wide world is my home. I got a new song down in my soul. I've got a new song down in my soul. I've got a new song down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. I love the silence down in my soul. I love the silence down in my soul. I love the silence down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. I feel the power down in my soul. I feel the power down in my soul. I feel the power down in my soul, and the whole wide world is my home. I got a new day down in my soul. I've got a new day down in my soul. I've got a new day down in my soul, and the whole wide world is my home, and the whole wide world is my home, and the whole wide world is our home.
Thank you, Cecilia. I'm Pat Conover, for those of you who do not know me. And I don't know what my role is here today. A little of everything. MC, that's it. Okay, we have a list of announcements. The yoga class is Tuesday from 10 to 11, and it's a new one, I believe. Lunch and Learn continues every Wednesday at 12:30. Bring your lunch. Be ready to talk about the book of the session. There's a Mystic Study Group every Thursday at 10:30. And another yoga class every Friday from 10 to 11. A Course in Miracles group Fridays from 5:30 to 7. And Linda, would you like to come up and talk about the jewelry sale? Yes. Good.
And I do want to say, just aside, the teacher that we have now for our Tuesday and Thursday, right now for the next couple of weeks, is a new member, Bridget Birdsall, and she's particularly good at yoga for the older person, and she's just dynamite. We're enjoying it tremendously. The class is growing, so if you think you can't do it, give it a shot. You won't feel humiliated. Okay, so we're going to do our jewelry sale again. This is something we've done a couple of times, and it's been one of our biggest fundraisers. We make most of our money by people bringing in little bits of gold rings from forgotten marriages, or broken pieces of gold, or even things that you think might be gold you can't remember. All you know is you don't like the person who gave it to you, so you figure it's not worth much. So usually we're able to make about a few $1,000s, and Jim has an account, with a company that gives us a very, very good price, and they're very, very honest. But in addition, if you have any vintage jewelry or jewelry of any kind, I'm pretty good at identifying things, and we can sell some things on eBay. We'll also have a sale here where everyone will have an opportunity to buy things. So you can bring things in up to and including the first Sunday in October. So I hope you'll dig around and see what you can get rid of. Thank you. My name is Linda. If you have any questions, Linda Phelps. You can call me on the phone also.
Thank you, Linda.
Anybody have any forgotten marriages? Some of us have some marriages we're not sure we like to remember, but there's a brand new accredited class starting Thursday, September 7th. The title is Revealing Wholeness, and I believe there's wine included in that class. Jim, would you like to come up and talk about it? Starts 6:30 p.m. on Thursday.
Good morning. I have said many times that Sunday is really great. this uplifting for the week, kind of gets you through the week, but where you really find the good, deep learning is in the classes. I've also said you have one of two possibilities. You are either a healer or a perpetuator of pain and suffering. Okay? A perpetuator of pain and suffering is a person who experiences fear, experiences anger, frustration, all those negative experiences. And to get out of that, to become a healer, most people, I did, most people need help. And this is where the classes come in really good, because we give you tools that help you. And just changing your routine, your mental and spiritual routine, can be really, really challenging. And so one of the changes that can really help is come to the class. Okay? I really highly recommend it. I go to almost every class, and they have done more for me than I can tell you about. So thank you very much.
And Jim does more for us than he knows. Okay, on September 15th, we have a comedy night with Armand and Angelina. Be prepared to laugh. The Mystic Fair is going to be repeated on Saturday, October 7th. Did I see Tina walk in? There she is in the back. If you have any questions, or if you're really excited and want to volunteer, please see Tina. She's in the back row there. We've done a good job with the Mystic Fairs the past, has it been twice or three times? 3 times. So the community seems to respond really well to this, and we're going to do it again. So come on out and volunteer, and also come out the day of the fair. That includes you who are watching at home. Nice to have you with us today. Something new on the agenda, the CSL Variety Show, with all the talented people we have here in this group. It's bound to be something. It's bound to be something, yes. Terry, would you wave your hand around? I think everybody knows Terry. Terry is handling this show, so let her know that you would like to be a part of it. On Thanksgiving, there's going to be an open house here hosted by Patty Thurston and whoever she has helping her. For those of you who don't have plans on Thanksgiving, join the group. Commitment Dinner, the annual event, is on December 2nd, and it's going to be here like it was last year with a lovely dinner and music by Eddie Watkins Jr. He's coming back. Christmas candle lighting, we don't have a date yet, but Silver Fawn is going to do that for us with a Native American interpretation. So that will be wonderful. Okay, another song from Cecilia.
Nope, I'm going to go right into my sermon.
Oh, okay, then wait a minute. Short reading and the name affirmative prayer. Not used to this one. Living in Filtered Light, a short poem. Do I lose myself inside the filtered light of promise, Or do I live in the joy and breadth of fulfillment shining in bright morning sun? Do I veil myself away from meaningful give and take? Or do I unfold my soul into words spoken with love and shared with the universe? Turning back from the world into dim nooks and crannies, does it bring solace from pain while living in filtered light? I'm asking for a friend. I wrote that one a couple of years ago. Get comfortable. I know that the universe is a loving, peaceful, beautiful place. I am a major part of that universe. Each of us, as a manifestation of God's love, is here to do whatever we can to make the world a better place. I am so grateful for the opportunities we have to share love and kindness in this world. I'm so grateful for the Center for Spiritual Living, St. Augustine, for the loving, wonderful community we find here. I know that everything around us today is going to be bright and beautiful. I know this because I believe in the principles. I send this message into the universe to do its good work by saying, and so it is. And now, let me introduce you a little bit to Cecilia. Okay, as Cecilia told you, she's an inner peace troubadour. She's an award-winning, internationally recognized speaker, singer, songwriter, and recording artist who has dedicated her life to healing our planet through the power of words and music. Over her 35-year career, you must have started as a child.
Yes, I was too.
She has performed worldwide in venues as diverse as San Quentin Prison, the United Nations, the Bluebird Cafe, and the Parliament of the World's Religions, translating the ageless wisdom teachings into story and song. It's mindfulness meets music. So, without further ado, let me introduce Cecilia St. King.
Thank you so much, Pat. Verily, truly, really, I say to you, these things and more shall you do. These things and more shall you do. Do you really believe these words from John 14:12? These things and more shall you do, and even greater than these things, and even greater than these things. I wanted to do this sermon because I really needed to remind myself, we teach ourselves what we need to know most. The promises that God made to us. In Luke 17:20, 21, and Matthew 3:13, Jesus said, "The kingdom of God is within you, on earth as it is in heaven." In the I Ching, which is a ancient Chinese divination text, it is among the oldest of Chinese classics, is called Qi-en. It is the first hexagram. It means on earth as it is in heaven. It also signifies that the creative force is the greatest energy that there is. And in Genesis 1:27-28, God said, "I created you in my own image with my special blessing." God, the all that is indeed the greatest creator of all, And can you imagine this entire universe? And according to the recent James Webb Telescope, the creator of multiple universes, that creative energy is in you as well. He says, I give my spirit in unlimited measure. Indeed, you do, God. We are a chip off the old block. Just in the way that you would have inherit from your parents, your genetic makeup, so too do we inherit from all that is, those creative talents therein. I am a child of God. As my mother used to say, I am blessed and highly favored. I love that. Whenever somebody would ask her, Phyllis, how are you? I am blessed and highly favored. She was remarkable, my mom. She would even say it. I came to Flores, one of the reasons why I'm here, to take care of my mom. She was very ill for a really long time, and she lost her leg in an amputation. And whenever you would ask her, Phyllis, how are you? She would say, I am blessed and highly favored. What we hold in our hearts, our passions, this is what we are here to share. In Philippians 2:13, it says, I am at work in your life through the desires of your heart. What is your passion? When I meet somebody, I don't ask them what did they do for a living. What do you do for a living is a common question. I often ask, instead I say, what is your passion? It's really interesting when you turn that around and you ask people that question. It's amazing how they kind of get reflective and think about what their life is all about. And it's sort of like you have you're more interested in them when you want to know what their passion is. And if you're lucky enough to live your passion, what a blessing is that? I am delighted to give you my kingdom in Luke 12:23. I am delighted to give you my kingdom. I'm like, yeah, give it on me. Bring it on me. I'm going to take that in. And in Romans 8:29, he says, I have chosen you to be like my son. I have chosen you to be like my son. In Shambhala, I was, a little aside is that I was, one of the ways that I journeyed into being an inner peace troubadour, I had been a professional musician for most of my life, and I found myself at the World Trade Center when the buildings fell. Days afterwards, I sang all around the city, and I believe where there is music, there can be no harm. And 6 months later, I discovered that I had cancer in my throat. So I took off and I went to a monastery in New Zealand to study the ageless wisdom teachings and the hierarchy of man. And we were aware that Jesus was born man, and through his life he was learned, and he made a conscious effort to step into the role as the Christ. I believe that the second coming is all of us, that we are all here to wake up and recognize the Christ within ourselves. These things and more shall you do. I am joyful. Oh, hold on. Oh, it's terrible following a script. One of the things that, we often say, I want this, I want that. I've been doing a lot of manifesting because now that things are opening up, I'm trying to figure out, how am I going to get back out on the road and do what I do best? And so I'm very well aware that when I ask God for what I'm wanting, I have to reframe it. I don't want to ask, I want this, God, I want that. I want to say, I am. I am that. I am happy. I am secure. I am the inner peace troubadour. I am supported. I am learned. So I invite you to say, I am, when you are asking for something that you want, because that state of wanting, when we say to God, I want, God says, yes, you do. You do want that. And that's something, it's just a remarkable turnaround. I want. Oh, yeah. So we have to remember, I am. Awaken to the light being that you are. I am the daughter of a queen. I am the daughter of a king. We are always creating, either by default or by intention. And yet on a regular basis, I have to remind myself what is taught, what the Buddha said, with our thoughts we make ourselves. We are what we think. All that we are arises with our thoughts. What we think, we become. In the Upanishads, it says, one's own thought is one's world. What a person thinks is what he becomes. And then one of the greatest directives of all, in the beginning was the Word. Our word is the most powerful tool that we have. Your word can create either most beautiful life or it can destroy everything that you have in your life. Your word is magic. Watch what you speak. It will take you to heights, a depth so deep, with all that you think. These words that come from you hold a power divine. Reach up on high, go inside, it's all in your mind. I'm no good or I'm okay, which are the words you're choosing to say? Each one will come to pass in a moment's notice. It's easier said than done. All you need is love. Reach up, go in, sing out. Your word is magic. Watch what you speak. It will take you to heights, a depth so deep, with all that you think. These words that come from you hold a power divine. Reach up on high, go inside, it's all in your mind. Every thought that we have, every judgment that we hold affects our lives in ways untold. So hold hope in your heart. Keep love in your sight. Even in the silence, this miracle exists. Oh, the power you've got in your thoughts. Oh, the magic you hold in your words. I can do it, 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 I can, I can. Oh, you've got to think high to rise. It is all in your state of mind. Your word is magic. Watch what you speak. It will take you to heights, depths so deep, with all that you think. These words that come from you hold a power divine. Reach up on high, go inside, it's all in your mind. Your word is magic. Watch what you speak. It will take you to heights, depths so deep, with all that you think. These words that come from you hold a power divine. Reach up on high, go inside, it's all in your mind. Find your purpose and share it with the world. I'm going to say that again. Find your purpose and share it with the world. Reach up on high, go inside. Let love unwind. Let love unwind. So, like a diamond, we are all facets of the great I Am. God is energy shining down on all of us. And many years ago, I read in Conversations with God that God created us to live vicariously through us. Anybody familiar with that series? It is absolutely one of my favorites. What's that? Neil Diamond Walsh. Yeah, it's a wonderful series. There's 3-part, and I honestly believe he was channeling all that information because it's really remarkable. So God said that he created us so that he could live vicariously through us. At the time, I had a children's entertainment company. It was called Laugh-A-Lot Productions. I had multiple clowns that I trained. I had a franchise in 3 different states, and I, of course, dressed as a clown. I was a young woman at the time, but we weren't scary white-faced clowns. We were like pretty, like little Cupid doll clowns. We had hearts on our faces and big eyelashes, and I wore a big hoopy skirt. I had striped stockings and funny shoes, and at the time I was living in Nashville, and I would always drive out to the country, so I would keep a pair of scissors in the car with me. Because if I passed a field of flowers, I would, just pull over and I'd cut myself a bouquet of flowers. And at the time, I was done with a children's party, and I passed a field of flowers. And so I got out of the car, and I grabbed my scissors, and I cut myself a big bouquet of flowers. And as I bent down, and I stood up with with the flowers in my hand, dressed as a clown, I remember thinking to myself, all right, God, are you having a good time now? You are perfectly divine. We are all divine. We are all manifestations of God. I mean, when I recognize that, when I'm confronted with any kind of problem, I recognize that person is God also, right? So how do we recognize that we are God? We have tools that help us to connect to the higher self. In Shambhala, we used to do this gesture. It was connect to the above, connect to the divine, and then come out into the world. So how do we do that? My favorite way to do that is through meditation. I meditate 2 or 3 times a day. If I don't meditate, my whole life is crazy. It gets really upsetting. I can't seem to my focus. I'm impatient. I get stressed out. I don't recognize. I'm not chill when I don't meditate. And I go through periods of my life where I forget to do it. But when I do it, my life it moves really, really smoothly. I want to teach you a couple of techniques, scientific techniques about meditation that we don't really know very, very much. We don't hear this quite often. This was taught by Paramahansa Yogananda. We are not Orientals. We don't have thin, narrow hips, as you can tell. We are Occidentals. Our bodies are Occidentals. So it's not comfortable for me to sit in a lotus position. If I go to a meditation thing, I always have to have a chair. So it's important that when we are meditating that we keep a straight spine. So you want to make sure that you sit straight up in your chair. You can easily do that by putting your hands at the juncture of your hips and your abdomen. It automatically pushes your shoulders back. Paramahansa Yogananda said that our life force energy comes through the medulla oblongata when we are born. It comes through here, and if you touch this part in the back of your brain, back of your neck, that is where the medulla oblongata is. I want to make sure I get this really clear. So the medulla oblongata is a major center point. It's a connection point in your nervous system. It manages many of the most important functions of your body. It manages your heart, circulation, and breathing. And the vast majority of your major nerves converge at the spine, carrying signals from and to and from your brain. When you breathe in, as Pat mentioned in our meditation earlier, you want to breathe in as you breathe in, and you want to actually anchor that breath into your coccyx, into what we call our root chakra. And if you're very, very creative, you can see as that breath comes up, you can feel and see the rainbow, Roy G. Biv. You all know Roy G. Biv is, right? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, because all of the chakra systems are connected to the rainbow, right? There's a color red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo violet, the violet of the Christ consciousness. So when you breathe in and breathe out, the other thing that happens, that's a big part of meditation, the other thing that happens is oftentimes people will say, I can't meditate because I fall asleep. Or they will say, I can't meditate because I can't shut off my mind. I have that monkey mind. But here's part of the technique. We now know, scientists and neuroscience and hypnotists know that when we raise our point to the eyebrow, so let me back up a little bit. If behind your closed eyes, when you are meditating, if behind your closed eyes, your eyes are closed, if your eyes behind your closed lids, your eyes are down, that's a sleeping consciousness, and you will automatically fall asleep. It's just natural. If behind your closed eyes, your eyes are straight ahead, that is a waking consciousness, and that is where you will have the monkey mind. You're not going to be able to turn off your thoughts. But if you raise your eyes to the point of the eyebrow, that actually puts you into a super consciousness, or as neuroscientists would call, or hypnotists would call, that is actually a theta state. So when you find yourself going into that monkey mind, or you find yourself, falling asleep, if you just raise your eyes to the point of the eyebrow, you'll be able to hold that silence better. And I promise you, when you taste that silence, I have been meditating for 30 years, and when I can taste that silence, it's fleeting, and it's not very often that I get there. I mean, I can meditate for an hour, and I'm still in that, monkey mind. But when I do taste that silence, it's amazing, and it opens you up to amazing possibilities in your life, because we're not thinking about the what's happening in the past, and we're not thinking about the unforeseeable future. We're actually we're just opened up. Our whole crown chakra is opened up to receiving what it is that we need to learn, what we need to know, so that we can be guided by our higher self. Another emotionally intelligent way to find your heart space is through coherence. Coherence is a program that was developed by the Institute of Heart Math. I actually teach coherence in the connection practice. It's a combination of nonviolent communication, so we can learn to identify our feelings and our needs, and then we can learn to listen to our heart speak. We now know that the human heart is documented as the strongest generator of electrical and magnetic field in the body. It is 100 times stronger than the electrical field of our brain, and 5,000 times stronger than the 5,000 times stronger than the magnetic field of our brains. We now know we have three brains. We have our brain in our head, we have our heart brain, and we have our stomach brain. How many people get that gut feeling? Right? That's your brain, your stomach brain, giving you that gut feeling, and your heart. And so when we listen to our heart, so there are neurites in the brain. There are about 40,000 brain-like specialized cells in our hearts. I want to get the science. That's why I'm reading from my notes, because I really want to make sure that I get the science across to you. These 40,000 brain-like specialized cells called neurites, they are little brains in our heart instead of in our brain. They are tiny projections that come from the main body of a neuron to perform different functions. These neurites, they learn independently than the neurons in our brain. They think differently, independently than the neurons in our brain. They remember things differently from the neurons in our brain. And they communicate with us separately in a language that is separate from the neurons in our brain. And when we are conditioned to see the world through our brain, if we're lucky, we can learn how to access this different kind of intelligence. When we harmonize the heart, the brain, and the heart, in our heart, we can access information more quickly. We now know that students, when we teach them coherence, they actually have better test results in their tests. Right? This woman's shaking her head, right? You must know in coherence. And okay, there's a few of you out there, right? So, when we think with our brain thinks logically. Sometimes it can think with fear. It thinks around self-esteem and doubt. The ego rules our brain. But our heart doesn't work that way. Our heart works differently. That's where we get empathy and compassion and intuition. So let's get into coherence. I'm going to teach you a very quick way to go into coherence. And it actually, it does change the energy in a room. Where I live in Delray Beach, there's a beautiful little market called The Boys. It's a tiny little gourmet market. It's got all the great foods and cheeses and fruits and vegetables, but it's tiny and it's always packed. And where I live, if I say to people, how many people have you shop at The Boys, there's a collective groan in the room. Oh yeah, the boys, because The Boys is always crowded and people are always pushing with their shopping carts, and it's it can be a very stressful experience, even though it's amazing. I see this woman over here, she's shaking her head or something. Have you been to The Boys? No, okay. You might have been a market like that. Anyway, I've been there. So when I go to The Boys, I make sure that I sit in coherence prior to my going into the market. They say that you can feel the energy changes around 3 feet. They used to say 6 feet, 6 feet out, but now they brought it in a little bit more. They just brought it in about 3 feet. So the way we get into coherence is we focus on, and I'm going to ask you to think about something in your life that has either taken your breath away, a moment in your life. Many women might think about when they first held their baby for the first time, or when they got married, or something that you appreciate, that you feel a sense of gratitude toward. My teacher, Rita Marie Johnson, who developed the connection practice, her point of appreciation is when her dog meets her when she comes into the house, and there's her dog, because all that unconditional love coming at her. So that's her point of appreciation. For me, when I think about something that I appreciate, it's as simple as a rainbow. I can think about a rainbow. So I would like to invite you for this moment to think about something in your life. Take a second and think about something that you really appreciate. You got it? Okay. So now I want you to close your eyes. I want to put your hand over your heart. Gently touch your heart center in a way that's comfortable to you. Your awareness will always go where your touch is. And focus down into your heart. Heart focus. And breathe as if you are breathing through your heart. Breathe in. Breathe out. Focus on your breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then hold on to that feeling of appreciation. That thing that makes your heart open up wide. That moment that took your breath away. By doing this, throughout your day, your heart will speak to you in a different way than you've ever listened and heard before. It's remarkable. I want to leave you with this one last thought. Your life is not a problem to be solved. It is a miracle unfolding. Your job this week is to name your miracle, to proclaim your miracle, and to make it your own. God bless us all now, and let us go forth and be the miracle that God is calling us to be. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you so much, Cecilia. Wonderful, wonderful. And now's the time that we we support ourselves. As Ken always says, you can support our center in several different ways. Volunteering is certainly one of them. Support the center in your affirmative prayer, and support us financially so that we can pay the electric bill and everything else that keeps us going. So, ladies, would you like to... Thank you. Oh, we don't. We do have an affirmation. Who can get us started? Because I can't think of the beginning of it. We live in a universe of abundance. And all that we share returns to us multiplied abundantly. And so it is. Thank you.
I love being up here to sing, but I love it so much more when you sing with me. This song is called Turn On Your Light. And you guys can sing it. I'm going to teach you the chorus, and then I'll sing the song. So you just sing Turn On the Light, and then I'm going to repeat a line, okay? So you go like this. Turn on your light that shines on your soul. Turn on your light that makes you feel so whole. Turn on your light that turns wrong to right. Turn on your light that makes you feel alright. Turn on your light that puts you in the mood. Turn on your light that makes you wanna groove. Turn on your light for all the world to see. Okay. All right, we're going to move forward without the lyrics, but you guys got it. Turn on your light. Well, I can see you are amazing. Well, I can feel it deep in my bones. You're so dang awesome. Don't you doubt it. Come on now. Sing with me this song. Turn on your light that shines on your soul. Turn on your light that makes you feel so whole. Turn on your light that turns wrong to right. Turn on your light that makes you feel right. Turn on your light that puts you in the mood. Turn on your light that makes you wanna groove. Turn on your light for all the world to see. Well, you played those blues for all these years. Hard luck, blood, sweat, and tears. Well, now it's time. No need to hesitate. Come on, clap those hands and let's celebrate. Turn on that light. Turn on your light that shines on your soul. Turn on your light that makes you feel so whole. Turn on your light that turns wrong to right. Turn on your light that makes you feel right. Turn on your light that puts you in the mood. Turn on your light that makes you wanna groove. Turn on your light for all the world to see. Well, a new day has just begun. Get out there, have some fun. Well, hallelujah, the grace of God is coming through you. Turn on your light and let's celebrate. Turn on that light. Turn on your light that shines on your soul. Turn on your light that makes you feel so whole. Turn on your light that turns wrong to right. Turn on your light. Turn on your light that puts you in the mood. Turn on your light that makes you wanna groove. Turn on your light for all the world to see. Turn on your light for all the world to see. Oh, yeah. Turn on that light. Thank you. So I am going to just kind of break rank here. I'm sorry earlier that I didn't start with a song, but I wasn't like I had the program as I was sent to me, and I wasn't planning on it. But I've got two. I had one last song, but this song I want to sing for you guys, because as I was sitting there, when you said, "Oh, Cecilia's going to do the song," I was like, oh, I'm not really. I wasn't prepared. But as I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, oh, why didn't I just do that song? You should have just done that song. So I'm going to do that song. I've never been one to write a song around tragedy. As I mentioned, I was at the World Trade Center when the buildings fell, and I had never written a song about it. It took me about 20 years to write it, or write this song. And I think it was kind of prophetic, because I think that this song is more powerful now than it would have been then. It was my mom's favorite song. And after she lost her leg, she'd say to me, honey, sing that song. Will you sing that song for me? You know the stars shine brightest in the darkest hour, when chaos reigns, oh Lord, when it rains in the murkiest water, blooms the most beautiful flower when chaos reigns. Oh, when it rains, 'cause there's a purpose to the chaos, to collapse and create a new cause. You never know what God's got planned for you. And I may not know what I am doing, but what I do know, God knows what she is doing. So let him reign when chaos reigns. So let it come falling down, tumbling down, crashing down all around. Let it come falling down, tumbling down, crashing down around and around. 'Cause I'm spirit, you are spirit, we are spirit. Isn't it amazing? And we will rise up, we will shore up, we will build up, 'cause we are amazing. You cry, how could this have happened? As you fall to your knees, begging, Lord, give me an answer, please. The road would not have been taken had your life not fallen apart. Let it rain when chaos reigns. So let it come falling down, tumbling down, crashing down all around. Let it come falling down, tumbling down, crashing down around and around. 'Cause I'm spirit, you are spirit, we are spirit. Isn't it amazing? And we will rise up, we will shore up, we will build up, 'cause we are amazing. And I am spirit, you are spirit, we are spirit. Isn't it amazing? And we will rise up, we will shore up, we will build up, 'cause we are amazing. Thank you so much. All right, I think there's more in the ending. And then I'll close with one more song.
Okay, get comfortable in your chairs. Close your eyes if you wish. There is but one God who created all in the universe. We are magnificent, vibrant parts of that power, each of us. We are so grateful for having Cecilia here today to share her thoughts and her talents with us. We're so grateful to have each other in this room. The energy explodes. I give thanks for all in my life. I give thanks for all in your lives as well. It's with great gratitude that I offer this affirmative prayer into the universe so that its power can be magnified exponentially. I do this by saying, and so it is.
So I know you guys normally end with the peace song, right? But I wanted to end with this particular peace song. It was written by my friend Mindy Simmons. I was at the end of, when COVID ended, I was about to head up to, Mindy had asked me to come and do a house concert for her up in Tampa. And we were communicating via Facebook Messenger, and I went on Facebook, and all over Facebook was, "Rest in peace, Mindy Simmons." My friend had found out that she went to the doctor, she had a stomach ache, and he said, "You have the most invasive cancer I've ever seen in my life." And she died 2 weeks later. She knew she was dying because she left me this lotus, which is we shared a foundation with Self-Realization Fellowship. This is her peace song. So I promise myself, she doesn't know, although maybe she hears me, that I will forever sing her peace song. Okay, can we put that up there? We can. Okay. When I lay my head on the pillow down and I say a prayer for the world going round, you, my friends, will be on my mind. May the human race treat each other kind, and I wish you peace, and I wish you well. Peace to the world, peace for ourselves, and I wish you love, and I wish you friends, peace and amen. Till we meet again, may each and every one do our very best. May our spirits soar to earn our rest. Give an equal chance to every boy and girl. One love, one God, bless the world. And I wish you peace, and I wish you well. And I wish you well. Peace to the world. Peace to the world. Peace for ourselves. Peace for ourselves. And I wish you love. And I wish you friends. And I wish you friends. Peace and amen. Till we meet again. Bury all the arms in our children's time. Let us all stand firm for basic human rights. May we learn to feed all the growing minds. Work for justice and freedom in our time. And I wish you peace, and I wish you well. And I wish you well. Peace to the world. Peace to the world. Peace for ourselves. Peace for ourselves. And I wish you love. And I wish you love. And I wish you friends. And I wish you friends. Peace and amen. Till we meet again. Till we meet again. And I wish wish you peace, and I wish you well. Peace to the world, peace for ourselves, and I wish you love, and I wish you friends, peace and amen, till we meet again. Shalom to you, till we meet again. Namaste, till we meet again. God bless you all. Thank you so much. So glad to be here. Thank you, everybody. Do you want to say something about that again? You want to repeat what you said, because I couldn't hear you.
Bringing food for the hospitality, but we really do need somebody to help clean up today. It's not a lot of work. We'd really appreciate it.
Anybody who knew Al Allen and Dorcas Allen, who moved to Colorado, Al passed away on Sunday. If anyone liked her mailing address, I have it.